Well, hello there, YouTube, and welcome to Tuesday, the 5th of November. Man, what's the temperature out here? I don't think it's like 50 something. 48. I don't know where I got the 50 from. 48 degrees, and it doesn't look like we're supposed to be dry. Not partly sunny. I think I don't know if it's today and tomorrow and Thursday. But dadgummit, the rain comes back Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then back to some more sun on Monday. That's the curse of the fall and winter in the Northwest. The nice weather is never on the weekend when you can go out and play. But I sure got lucky Sunday. Got to go for a ride. Thought I was going to get wet there towards the end, but yeah, I didn't get anything. I got back, Kelly goes, "Oh, I just knew you were going to get wet." She goes, "Do you see them clouds coming?" I said, "Well, I was watching, Mama." But anyway, let's roll on back, starting off with the DJI Action 5 Pro today. I just like the form factor of just a vlogging or, action camera in your hand. Who's that underneath there? Is that you, Abby? Get out of that bush. Oh, it's Danny Goo. What are you doing in there? You getting some back scratch action back there, huh? Oh boy. Alrighty. Alright, let's roll to work. 50 degrees and cloudy. It's just now starting to sprinkle. Like sprinkled a couple, closer to Toledo. To Toledo. Too many T's.
Yes, there is.
But anyway, other than that, the ride was pleasant.
Yes, it was.
No crazy people today.
No, not gonna.
Just one yo-yoing lady in the fast lane.
I know.
She goes speeding past us and hit her brakes. And
then she kept getting texts or something.
Made cars behind her scatter everywhere because she would just
randomly.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally, she got stuck in traffic. We lost her.
Yeah, good.
But anyway, let's head on in and bust out a Tuesday, Mama.
All right, sounds like a plan.
It's supposed to be, in Toledo, it's supposed to be nice the next...
Yeah, couple of days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comes back Friday, and of course for the weekend.
Of course.
Anyway, let's go in there and see what's going on.
All right.
See what's happening in the motorcycle factory.
In the motorcycle factory.
All right. Have a good day.
You too, sweetheart.
All right. Love you. See you. Bye.
I love you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
So, that seems kind of weird. This time of year when it's wet out, although I see motorcycles coming in. This is a 20, what's weird about it is a 22 RT that's coming in for its first service. Got some other things. I guess he's getting some suspension codes kicking off, and the battery keeps going down on him. I guarantee you when I pull that battery cover off, I'm gonna find one of those Haiju Chinese batteries in there. Of course, it's all soaking wet. I have to blow. It literally drives me nuts. I have to blow them off. Can't stand working on a dripping wet vehicle. So I get the beamer off my rack and get my blower out, and we'll blow dryer. Ooh, look at this! I left that stand out. My own worst enemy. I moved this thing out of the way so I reset the clock up there. Side stand sitting down, man, that'll get you. Someone had parked one of these on the center stand right outside the door, and they go, "This is your next service." He's a waiter or whatever it was, and so I grab it, knock it off the center stand. Well, I'll show you. You're standing over here to push the thing. You don't really notice the stand down there. So I come flying in and caught the ramp with the side stand down. It ripped that thing right out of my hands and just woof, threw it against the bench over there. And the only damage was a tiny scratch on his left or right Vario bag and his, this has got an aftermarket shield, but stock shield, because it was wedged in there. It put a scratch on the shield, but the shield he had on there was just ruined. I don't know what happened to it. It was absolutely destroyed. Not from me dropping it. I did break it, so, or just put a big old scratch where it landed against the grilling in there. And that was it. And there was no one around to help me. So it was laying on its right-hand side here. So I just grabbed the rear rack and drug it. I figured the mat would slide, and it did. So it slid on its cylinder head till I got it out there in a place where I could pick it up. So we ordered a new Vario bag for it. I still have the old one. It's still sitting down in a cubby hole over there. And put the new windshield on. And I don't think he was a waiter because it took like a month or two before he finally came and picked the thing up. And I don't know if that much time went by or anything. And I go, well, what'd he say about the new saddlebag and the new windshield? Clearly the bag was new because it had been well ridden. So, had one shiny new bag on the right and the old dirty bug-ridden one on the other, and a brand new shield on there. And they go, oh crap! I forgot to tell him that it was dropped, and we fixed it. The first thing I do is go, whoa! What happened to my windshield? Why is it brand new? Why is one bag shiny and new and the other one not? And I don't think the guy ever. I don't know if they contacted him, let him know, or hopefully they did. But yeah, when enough time had gone by that, because we make up a separate RO, it doesn't become a part of their RO. We make an internal RO for damaged goods and stuff. But boy, you're talking about something that comes out of your hand violently. When that stand hits that ramp, when you're in motion, it wasn't running. I just ran through the door. It was still nice and hot, and they just pulled up with it. And yeah, that thing it was gone. All I seen was a bike taking off to the right of me, and just the loudest sound when it hit that ground. The wheels were were dangling over the rack, and the screen was stuck in the. I just had to drag the thing out. It was one of those weird days. There was like nobody there to help me. I go, well, I'm not gonna let it just lay here on the ground. It looks sad laying there. So I thought, you know what? That thing will probably slide on that pad. And sure enough, it just slid. They move pretty easy. Dust gets underneath them, and it just that was it. A bag and a windshield. Crazy times. Anyway, we'll go up there and get Mama her cup of coffee. Me my sugar-free. I always want to call it tea. Apple cider. It's these little things here. Kelly goes, you freak out when you run out and you don't have any at work. He goes, how come you never ask for any at home? I go, I don't know. I don't think about it at home. But it's like my little. Remember after I had the stroke, I talked about the hardest thing, because I was off for a week or whatever it was, and didn't miss the coffee at all. But what I missed was having my coffee at work. So Kelly had some of these. She kept them for herself upstairs. She goes, have some of this apple cider. And I've been having it ever since. So it's my little morning ritual. Alright, I head upstairs. If I take too long, Kelly will get her own coffee. Then I feel bad because I didn't go get her coffee for her. Sure is pretty out here, all these colors. Wait a minute. That's a Spyder that's been sitting there. Geez, for weeks now. That's why it's all wet. Wow. Wonder why am I just now getting it? Oh, that's really strange. Strange things at the motorcycle shop. Need a Polaris EV. That's where their old EVs were, those big old batteries. Their early ones. Now they're actual lithium type setup, modern EV stuff. So I don't know if I mentioned, said he may have a battery problem because it keeps going dead, keeps it on a tender. So I test the battery. It's a 13.01 volts, and ooh, look how that light makes that weird deal. But anyway, battery's in great shape. 13.01 volts, 100% health, 100% charged. But the battery terminals were crazy loose. So I tightened them, and I don't get the, but I'm gonna back them back off and dielectric grease them because there's no grease on them. And the door was left off, so the inside of his trunk was wet. The water will come down and go through that door. I don't know how it does it, even though the bike's just sitting out there in the rain. So one of his towels got wet. It just went down the door, and everything's fine. All this paperwork's all dry, so it just slithered through the open door. Yeah, even if you guys are just checking your battery or whatever, put the door back on, because they will consume water. There's a plug down there you can pull, it'll drain the water out, but it didn't have that much water in. But he does need he said check brake fluid, replace if needed. This cup, I had to take a little sucker and pull the water out. One of these cups was filled right to the top with water. And despite what it looks like, it's at a point it needs to be flushed, but it wasn't critical. It was 3 out of 4, which 3 you need to flush it. But yeah, that darkness is a sign of water getting into it. So you gotta be careful when you're washing these things and stuff, because it does vent. It has vents in the top here. I can show you. You can actually see light through them. Make sure these vents are facing so the water can't. If you ever had the thing off, you get off of there, that could be soaking through. But anyway, so he needs a flush. Doesn't need a battery. But the bad thing is, he's complaining about suspension codes. The daggum pump is bad in it. I thought all this pump stuff was done. I think the last pumps I've been putting in was in, 2018, 2019? Maybe even older than that. But this will be the third. Well, one of them was caused by another reason. So this will be the second failed pump in a 2020 or newer. In fact, you remember I did a little show and tell about the pump. I still got that thing laying down in here. This one was just a straight up failure. And that was a 20, what was that, a 21? I don't remember. But it was a 2020 or newer. But these things are all monitored, which is nice. It warns you when something's going wrong. Before, there was no monitoring. That started in 2020, which is very, very nice. If you got an air leak or something like that, it tells you. But anyway, look at that napkin thing out of there. It's like triple layers, but it could still sink through. The brake fluid's not going to hurt the rubber, but I don't want to have to clean the mess up either. All right, need to go up and tell the service writer where we're at. Doesn't need a battery though. Does not need a battery. Look at that. Isn't that nice and pretty? So the darkness was only in the reservoir. I mean, it weeps its way down, but it came out of the calipers relatively clean. So I'm finishing up on that. Just need to put the cap and stuff back on. They're all washed out and dried. Need to be perfectly dry. No brake fluid on them when you put them on. I use water. You gotta let them. You gotta make sure they're completely dry, or you're introducing water right back into the system. So, all right, as I move onward. So the service is done. Brake flush is done. She's all ready to go, other than an ACS pump. And even though this is a 22, he bought it in mid 23, so he's still under warranty. So PRP is going to pay for the pump for him, which is great for him. But warranty time is kind of stingy on these things, so foot dragging on that thing. I need to get this thing out of here. Somebody dumped it down here over the weekend. I showed it to you yesterday, I think. Yeah, today's Tuesday. It had to be yesterday. We got another S1000 or M1000R sitting out there in a crate. I need to get that crate in here because the torrential rain will end up soaking into it. I see a puddle starting on it right now. It's definitely a bike that does not need to be exposed to bad weather before it's even put together. So I'll find out who dumped this here. So if they can get it out, I get the crate in here and I'll just uncrate it in here. I don't know what else is on my schedule, but I just want that BMW. I dealt with a lot of rain-soaked BMWs back in 2016 and 2017. I had to put, I don't know how many of those things there were. I don't know, it was 30, 40, 50 of them. Every BMW you can think of I put together. I was the only guy that was putting them together. I had a very busy winter that year. And by the time I got through all of them, it had snowed. And the snow had collapsed the crates. And these jet black squirrels that we have around here were making nests in there. They didn't damage anything, luckily, but their dirty little feet and stuff running around just made a mess out of everything. I had a lot of cleaning to do. But anyway, get upstairs. I have it all on a card. I need to go up there and print out all the stuff for the ACS pump. All my paperwork is done as far as the service. She's ready to roll. I'm going to leave this open so it airs out. I set this one towel over there by the door so it can get a little more air and hopefully dry out. All this other stuff is dry. And then I relocated his terminal lead so it's going through that little round plug that's in there. That's actually for a cigarette lighter on older models. But that power port for that cigarette lighter is not even there anymore. So anyway, as far as I know, it's not there. So anyway, that's a perfect thing to take a razor blade, cut a slice in the rubber. It's way up high, the water doesn't come through it. It works great. That way his door seals nice and tight. Anyway, that's that for this beautiful deep Marsala red. I do love that color, but the red and the blues, especially the red, she just stands out. It's pretty. They look real pretty going down the road. They look pretty sitting out in the sun. Heck, they even look pretty sitting here in the shop. So let me get up there and do some paperwork. The old petrol station. These GCs, I mean, it's busy. There's cars in every stall. We're way out here in the North 40. The next one over is diesel only, I think. There's a store way back over there. Crazy. Busy night at the truck stop. Alright. Well, welcome back to the hacienda. I hear somebody roaming around in here. What you doing, buddy? Huh? How's my Magoo, huh? Oh, Danny Goo. So, anyway, I thought I would come out here because I couldn't really show you, only had one hand, how that little adjuster works. I just think it'd be something really convenient for people that aren't used to adjusting their chains and stuff. My old way is, I've used these things literally for eons. This is still how I do it at work. I mean, for the last, 20 plus years, I use these little metal rulers. These are Empire, I think the ones I have at work are General, whatever. It's got both metric and SAE sizes on it. Just sit there, take your finger, run up and down, and watch what your free play is in the chain. So that little tool, the way it works, it's kind of convenient, kind of awkward to hold it a little bit. I think it's a matter of learning how to manipulate everything. Get a little rag here, but one thing that drives me nuts on this thing, this is very rare for a motorcycle to have this. So you got all your tire information, and it says chain slack, keep chain adjusted and lubricated, free play. Oh, it does say. I didn't think it actually had the numbers on there. This says 25 to 30 millimeters. The manual says 30 to 40. Oh, I wonder if I grabbed, because I have an old classic 350 manual as well. The Reborn is probably different, but it says see owner's manual. I didn't see the little small print there. I was standing up and looking at this, and but anyway, so same deal. You go halfway between the center of the countershaft sprocket and the center of the axle, and they actually show you it's right at the back of the pad, the chain guard thing back here. So that's about the halfway point. So let me set this camera up here if I can, because I need both hands to do this. Let's see if I can make this work, and I'll show you. I just do a quick adjustment on this thing, or inspection on it. I'm sure it needs to be adjusted. I don't know how many miles I have on it now, but I've shot it, I think, once with the BMW chain lube. I don't think I even have 500, maybe 500. I don't have a key with me. It's don't have a lot of miles on it, but let's see if we can set this up right quick. Now with this sketchy little setup I have here, I have a way better chance of probably knocking the camera off and sending it to the ground than showing this thing. So I'm going to do just the very back side of the chain guide here. So you slide the tool onto the chain, and then you lift the tool so that it's touching the swing arm here. So I'm going to putting just a small amount of tension down on the tool. You see I'm putting down on the chain. So I'm going to hold the tool here, but I'm going to slide that friction little slide bar there. So I'm going to lift up until I get to the end, and I'm going to drop it down back to where it was, roughly almost 40 millimeters, if you guys can make out that scale. So that's where it stops, and that's where it starts. So I'm about, 36, maybe 37 millimeters. You just slide the thing off, and there you are. Now the old way would be to take the ruler, set it on there, and just, lift up and down, with the ruler sitting beside there, which is probably easier, and just go up and down with the chain where it's at. So I need to verify if it's actually I don't think it focuses that close, if it's the 25 to 30 or the 40 or 30 to 40. I would imagine that's probably right. I probably grabbed the old original classic 350. So I need to adjust my chain. And then one thing you do, you roll it around until you get the this nasty bucket out of the way I was using as a prop. Find the tightest spot in the chain. You'll all find something, And these, I hear these chains are pretty cheap. I don't know if they even have a name brand on them. I haven't had any of my Royal Enfields, the chains go crazy. I just make sure I lube them. You can still see some of the original, like V grease or whatever they used to call that on there. I'm actually enjoying using this. You see it? Action 5 Pro camera as a vlogging camera. I've used it a couple times in vlogs, and it doesn't do bad. The picture quality was fine, and it's got a fixed focus. So if you get too close, it's too close, and I can't see I don't have my prescription glasses on, so I can't tell when it's actually coming in focus. But you can go, beyond minimum. Another thing too, I'll show you a tool that I use as well, which oddly enough is another MotionPro tool. But if you can get underneath there, I haven't looked at this thing. I usually will just knock the chain guard off because they're simple. Although it looks like the front of it's mounted underneath this piece there, but looks like there's 2 bolts there. But you can do it from underneath too. But this is like an alignment guide. And what you do with this is you see how you can open it up, go around the chain, and you'll clamp it to your sprocket, and it'll lay right across the chain. It works easiest when it's across the top. Of course, with the bike, out of the way where I'm in there with it, I can probably see under the chain guard. But anyway, you lay this down along the chain, and you can look down the chain from the rear towards the countershaft sprocket, and using this as a physical guide. It's just a rod on a deal there. MotionPro 08-0048. We sell the heck out of these things at work. I've got one at work. I think everybody at work's got one. But it's a good visual aid to look down the chain. And if you see the chain bowing one way or the other, going one way or the other, you can tell. Just spin the wheel a few times, let everything settle down, slip that tool on there, and give you a visual aid. It just helps assist. I mean, you can see when it's bowing. You can see when the chain's doing its thing. But it just helps to have that rod as because the sprocket is absolutely straight. If that thing was bent, you wouldn't even get out of the driveway before it spit a chain off of it. But that is a visual aid to make sure it's going straight. But anyway, I hope that for any of you guys that are new to doing chains and stuff, that might be it's a very simple, handy tool, and you don't get dirty with it, which is nice. And it's very, very easy to get the exact numbers. MotionPro, they got all kinds of good stuff. There we are. There's my little tech talk at the end of the day. So from here, we're going to shoot on over to the pre-recorded goodbye vlog. It's beautiful out there now. I think it's like 34 degrees. I think we'll go into freezing before the night's over. And probably get up to a really cold morning. But we're going to go to that pre-recorded thing, and that'll be the end of it. Thanks for hanging around. Well, hello there, YouTube. Almighty. Man, right as it's time to leave, the rain comes.
Of course.
It was
that wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah, but it was mostly dry when we come in here.
Yeah.
And sprinkled off and on, but it wasn't that bad. But it definitely up north, it was raining. That's crazy. I walked out there.
South.
Yeah, down south.
Yeah, because we're up.
Yeah, we went up north. But anyway, good day at work. Fun working that Spyder. And take around with other stuff. It was a good day.
Nice.
It was very busy. It kind of does that quiet wintertime thing. It's weird to get adjusted to that.
Yeah.
Because you're so used to just.
I know, and then when
Also,
it does the opposite, it just is overwhelming.
Yeah, it just stops all of a sudden.
Nothing to chaos.
Yeah. But anyway, I think on that, we'll roll on out.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give your thumbs up, and you guys have an amazing Wednesday or Thursday.
Thank you. All right. We'll see you in the morning.
See you then.
All right now. Bye-bye.